All right, back for round number 5. It is the following day for me, but only the 5th video for you guys. But yeah, this Miracles League is taking forever. But since it's the following day, I have learned something about the deck from watching somebody else stream it. There is a button here in duel settings. Miracle bluffing on. I'm going to turn it on. I think I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to turn it on and see how it plays. I'll potentially turn it off partway through the round 5 here, because I think it'll slow me down even more. And I think my biggest issue with this deck is that it's really hard to win in time if you're semi-slow like I am, and have a slightly lower clock than your opponent in most matches. Things become a race against the clock. So turn it on for now. Turn it off at some point if it slows me down too much. It's probably faster than having a stop on my draw step. All right, playing against Z Nudes. Play first. Definitely want to find lands. I think it's probably worth keeping this though. Got 2 cantrips, got a force will, got 2 removal spells. The threat is, it's a threat. I don't think we want it. We might get rid of it if possible. But it might be good. We'll see. This Brainstorm on turn 2 is going to be very scary to cast. Swamp. Inquisition means he's probably just Grixis control, which means I need to make my decisions kind of quickly. I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna Brainstorm. I'll just let him take something. I mean, I imagine he takes a Brainstorm or the Mentor. Takes the Mentor. It's not too surprising. It's my threat. Kills him. There is bluffing. Okay, I'm going to have to turn that off. That is awful. I'm not going to turn it off quite yet, but I'm not into that. It's going to do that every time I draw a card, too. Is he going to him me here? It's either a Strix or a him. Oh. Probably a Strix. Or a Stoneforge Mystic. Probably gets a Sword of Fire and Ice. Batterskull, eh? He's not going to fight over the Swords to Plowshares, though, I can't imagine. I'm going to Brainstorm, because I'd like to Swords. I need to hit land drops. I'm going to get rid of the Force of Will, and I'm going to draw the Scalding Tarn. Alright, I've had enough of that. Alright, let's see if this Swords resolves. I don't think I wanted to fight over it with a Force of Will. I think I'd rather just cast another Swords. Yeah, and I don't think he would fight over it either, because there are just way more important spells in this matchup, such as these 2. I think I just take the Counterbalance, because I am looking for land drops. He knows I have a Force of Will, which I don't have, but he might know I have Force of Will. And you might be scared of back to basics. So I'm going to ponder now. These are pretty good. I'm glad I'm hitting land drops. Alright, I'm going to turn that bluffing off. Especially in this matchup. I don't think it's that important. Yeah, it's definitely going to slow me way down. Now I kind of wish I had that Force of Will because of the Jace, but I'm not positive. I think I'm going to play Counterbalance, and then I'm going to play Jace. Strix, that's okay. What? Oh no. Play it first, then brainstorm. Because I might want the Jace on top if this gets forced. If not, I don't want the Jace on top. I'm gonna brainstorm and see if I can find a force. I wouldn't mind forcing here. I'm gonna put Terminus in under Jace because I think I need to draw that Jace and play it because I think he's gonna play a Jace. I'm a little less concerned about him playing a Jace now. The real question if he plays a Gurmag Angler, am I playing... Am I playing the Swords to Plowshares? Am I playing the Jace? I'm not sure. I think I need to play everything since I missed a land drop. Sure. If he takes Swords and plays Gurmag, then I can brainstorm on his turn. Okay. I'm just going to Swords here so I can play Jace with an empty board. And I have a Terminus if he plays good threats. Oh my goodness, I need this Miracles Bluffing turned off. Spellpierce is pretty good. He's down to 2 cards. Hopefully one of them is a Gurmag Angler. Or, like, 2 creatures would be even better. Oh, one of them's maybe a Batterskull. That might be a problem for us. Could Terminus the Batterskull token. Seems not the best. If he plays a Strix, I hope he also plays a Snapcaster. I mean a Stoneforge Mystic. Even though... Okay. Oh, he's just doing that. Okay. I thought he was going to discard my AK, which would be annoying here. What are we hoping to draw? He's answered 2 of our threats. It's possible I should have not jammed that's Jace, but I'm not sure what keeping it in my hand really does. Other than let him draw more potential counters and threats. I wish the bluffing was not turned on. Let's see, he's gonna brainstorm. I think we're also gonna brainstorm. I'll wait. If he plays Batterskull here, it's really not the end of the world because we can Terminus. But I think I will Brainstorm in response to the Batterskull. I think that was just the wrong phase for him to tap. I think he's going to tap out for Batterskull. Hopefully it's not a Jace. This is actually pretty good because he's going to be able to get Sword of Fire and Ice, I imagine. Oh, it's just a Batterskull. Are there threes that matter? Hold on. So we want to put Terminus on top and play it, and just, I guess we're putting Mentor on the bottom of that because we can't really play it. What is he doing? What is he doing? Counterspell? I'm gonna shuffle away the Mentor. It's possible I want the Mentor, but I think I'd rather just play this and hope it counters something. And take a fresh draw. Seems way more likely he has like let's get a Force of Will. Island, shoot. Seems too likely he has removal. Seems too likely he has removal, and we don't have any spells anyway, other than counterbalance, but I guess that could have been okay. Just gonna keep revealing. Okay, counterspell, it's not the worst. We need something for this germ token. I really wish that when I clicked turn off the miracles thing, it would turn it off, because I'm probably gonna lose so much time off my clock because of that. We're also on a 2-turn clock here, which is bad news. But this counterspell is nice if we draw anything. Actually, not anything, but something. Like a Swords, or a Snapcaster, or a Jace, or a, I don't know, cantrip into one of those things. That's pretty good. He's gonna have to bounce it, I think. Fortunately, if he counters, I have to counter back. Wouldn't mind having a Force of Will on top. Sure, I'll reveal. Accumulated knowledge. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't have a land. Oh my goodness. Guess we're dead. Snapcaster off this AK would probably be good. Seems he doesn't really have any counters. The other thing is I could draw a Terminus. We only have one. I think we have 3 snaps, right? 3 snaps and 1. We get to draw 2 cards, I mean. I think. Yeah, we get to draw 2 cards. So we'd have to hit Terminus on the very top on his turn, or Snapcaster right now. Now we're looking for, I guess we're dead. Bummer. Can Swords our own Snapcaster Mage. Doesn't really get us anywhere. I guess it gives us a draw step. Or we can try and Brainstorm on his turn. Guess that's the real play. Unfortunately, we can't have Force of Will and Terminus on top. Like, we can't blind flip. Actually, yeah, no, because we don't have... Actually, we could blind flip this one and then fetch. Nope. All right. He has equipment, which is pretty good. Gideon, I think, definitely comes in. And then we can use these for equipment. And this can answer anything. I think back to basics is not the best. He has 3 basics, and I think he doesn't need much more than that. Terminus seems medium, but actually he's got true names on all 3. Sword seems not the best, but again, he's got like Stoneforge Mystic. I'm gonna cut 1 Force of Will. Don't think they have many cards that like we saw with Maverick where they're just like haymakers that we can't beat. They probably have Gideon of their own. And then Chase. And he's got Spell Pierce, which is better than our counter spells, but good counterbalance. I'm gonna cut 2 Force Wills on the play. They're kind of nice, but not great. Like maybe I should have kept one in my hand game 1 to protect my Jace coming down, and then I probably could have won with the Jace. It's really similar to game 1. 1 land, Brainstorm AK. Keep it. Hoping to just draw a land off the top like we did game 1. Otherwise we're brainstorming, hoping not get pierced. Can't imagine he's piercing a brainstorm on turn 2. Maybe we have too many irrelevant cards in our hand to have kept this hand. With 1 land. He is going to pierce it? Jeez. I'm not sure if I like that play. I guess he doesn't know that like I usually play into the counterspells with my cantrips, but I guess the Brainstorm is a bit of a giveaway, but not really. But I think usually, as you've seen in my other matches, like not playing out your land before you cantrip so that they will waste their counterspells on your cantrips early when you have multiple cantrips and multiple lands. In this case, I only had 1 cantrip and no lands, so it worked out. But, man. Yeah, maybe this was a mulligan. Although that Flusterstorm was pretty aggressive, but pretty good at the same time. But I feel like this game is just over. Guess he probably takes nothing because I need land. Oh, he's just targeting himself. This is a frustrating game. Getting that maybe I shouldn't have kept. I guess the brainstorm would have been frustrating as well. It looks like it would have brainstorm locked me. Yeah, we would have hit these three. So, joke's on him. Taking the swords. He might have a surgical. Oh my goodness. I guess it's maybe it was a bad keep. Seems like it's kind of a grindy matchup, and I should have hit lands. He only has 3 cards left too. His hand seems pretty bad. I mean, his hand seemed like it was pretty bad. He might have like a counterspell and like a Stoneforge Mystic. It's just a bunch of discard. Okay. Guess he takes the other swords here. Alright, we need to hit lands 2 in a row. Yeah, this was the least fun match of the series, or of the league. That Flusterstorm. Again, it wouldn't have mattered though. I think I was maybe, I don't know. I had Brainstorm and AK. I think those are like fine turn 2 and turn 3 plays. And then, yeah, I think my hand was actually a keep. I think I got wrecked by not even the Flusterstorm, because I literally did not hit anything. Any lands. But I have noticed, alright, well, we lose. So I'm going to concede. Did not end up 3-2ing. Trying to crawl back from an 0-2 to a 3-2 is pretty tough. This was the worst match of the league. So difficulty level of this deck. I think sideboarding is a little bit difficult, especially if you haven't played with either side of the matchup, like me with Maverick. Because I was surprised by, I mean, I wasn't surprised, but I had forgotten about choke because I haven't really played many choke decks, and I haven't played miracles that just like choke is really, really good against miracles. So I was a little surprised, even though I obviously brought in answers that hit choke. I had cut the Force of Wills because I was thinking like it's a creature deck and I don't really care about forcing anything, but then I just got they just cast Haymaker after Haymaker against me. So Force of Will I think is very good, or you want to keep all 4 in against Maverick after playing that match. So yeah, sideboarding seems a little bit difficult. The deck, this list plays 20 lands, which I think is a lot. I know some people only play 19. And it plays 10 cantrips and 4 AKs. Like, I feel like maybe I should have been hitting land drops better than I was in some of these games. Like, some games I either just completely missed or it was just really hard for me. I was like barely finding my land drop after casting multiple cantrips and shuffling stuff away. So it seemed like, I mean, hitting land drops are really hard. I mean, it's really important, but it seemed a little harder than I expected it to be. Maybe you can't keep one drop or one land hands like I did on the play there. It's potentially a mulligan. I think the hand was reasonable though, because I have my draw step to hit a land and then I don't have to do anything. And if I don't, then I get a brainstorm, and if I hit a land, then I get to play the land, and then I get to AK the following turn, and then I've got 3 drops, and I've got like, I just had like a good hand if I hit 3 lands. So I think it was like a reasonable keep, but it's possible that with just one cantrip that I cannot keep that, because if they counter the cantrip, it's too good, even though I had been playing into soft counters with most of my cantrips in other matches, and people were not taking the bait. I think usually you don't want to counter cantrips against miracles with any of your counter spells, except for maybe a daze. So yeah, I don't think this deck, let's look at what Paulo said in his article. He thought people overstate the difficulty of this deck. I completely agree. I think it's also very hard to finish online in time. So the clock is like a serious issue. Sideboarding is a little bit difficult. I think you need to know your opponent's deck very well and what they're going to bring in against you, basically, so you don't lose to cards like Elspeth and Choke, basically. But other than that, I would rank this deck probably lower than what Paulo ranks it at a 3. Definitely lower than what the community ranks it at a 4 in comparison to something like Storm, which is only slightly higher by the community. But I think I would probably put it at like a 2.5. There's some difficulty to it. I don't think you would need to have played it very many times to really know. You need to be hitting your land drops every turn against most decks, and you need to sideboard for their sideboard, basically. I think those are 2 things that you will learn pretty quickly. If you've never played it before, I probably wouldn't say this is the deck you should play, because it takes forever, as you saw in my videos. And I don't think it's like that good of a deck anyway. It's fine. It's fun too. Like, there's some fun cards in the deck and it's fun to play, but I don't think it's like good enough to play if you don't feel like you have the most experience with this deck. I think there's better options. Anything else to say about the deck and the difficulty? I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah, you want to hit your land drops. I think you can learn the deck if you've played any blue deck. I don't think this one's like particularly more difficult, or not much more difficult than most fair blue decks. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to say is that my league here was 5 fair decks in a row. We played against Grixis Control and had a very, very close, all 3 games were very close. We played against Maverick. I probably sideboarded wrong. He played a lot of Haymakers in game 2 and 3, and he had even Library game 1. So it seemed a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be. I'm sure in this one, some of my mistakes may have cost me the match. I'm not sure. Miracles players can probably let me know. Played against Depths, which I think is actually a pretty bad matchup for Miracles from what I've seen. But maybe he didn't have a ton of experience with Depths, or I just got lucky. I'm not sure. We played against Delver with a good pilot here, Bob Huang, and we went to 3 games. He had like a nut draw game too, which I think this matchup is very bad for Delver. It's super easy for Miracles to beat them, unless they just have like a nut draw with a nice Force of Will that can stop you from stopping them from killing you on turn 3. Yeah, so, and then the last one was like a Stoneblade, Esper Stoneblade deck. Yeah, there isn't really much to say about this matchup. I can't really tell from those games. Maybe I should have kept the Force of Will to protect my Jace. Other than that, I feel like his cheaper counterspells lined up pretty good against my hand game 1 and game 2. It's possible I should have mulliganed, but I think my keep was defensible, and I just got mana screwed. So, yeah, I think playing 5 fair decks in a row. Maybe the deck is harder when you have to play against like different decks that aren't all fair decks, like chalice decks and combo decks. Basically, I think might have to have a slightly different skill set against those, but I don't know. That's my thoughts on the deck. Hope you enjoyed it. We're coming back here in a little bit. Check out the Sneak and Show video that will be coming out along with this Miracles video. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.